I can tell you now, most people who've listened to this one tip, this one single tip, have seen the biggest results. I've been able to grow my hair from shoulder length to armpit length without any growth oils, without any waters, and literally just by making a few changes to my relaxed hair routine. And in today's video, I'm going to share a few of those changes that I have made, and hopefully there'll be something within this video that you can implement for yourself and see those changes as well. If you're new here, hi, I'm Vicky with a K, and I really do hope that you stay, you subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you get an update before I show face. I've shared before on my channel that I've practically had relaxed hair all my life, and it was not up until I cut my hair back in 2016, then relaxed in 2018 I believe, and then started my relaxed hair journey in 2020 due to COVID, I spelled that correctly, due to COVID, that I started actually understanding and going on my own relaxed hair journey to try and grow my hair. And this has been the most rewarding past few years of my life because I've been able to really learn about my hair, and today I'm going to be sharing a few things that I've learned and a few things that I have applied from that journey. So the first thing that I did was to become more intentional about my relaxer stretching. I had been relaxed practically for all my life, and one of the things that I used to do was to stretch out my relaxers. But it was not an intentional thing. I simply just didn't like going to the salon, and that's why I would stretch my relaxers. And when I started my relaxed hair journey, I actually started understanding why that was working for me back in the day. And so I became intentional about actually stretching my relaxers, and that meant that setting a specific time or a specific length that my relaxer stretch was going to be and trying my best to stick with it. So when I first started in my relaxer journey, I set a 12-week relaxer stretch goal, and then I also set out the maximum because life happens and sometimes you don't get to do your hair when you want to or when you need to, but I set up a maximum, and my maximum was 15 weeks. So once my cap was 15 weeks, at 15 weeks I just had to get my hair done. That was just to give me a few weeks to play around with, just in case I didn't get to do it at exactly the 12-week mark. 15 was my limit. Before I move on to the next point, I want to discuss a little bit about what a relaxer stretch is. Now, your relaxer stretch is basically the time frame between your two relaxers. So the time frame between when you got your last relaxer and when you want to get your next relaxer. Those weeks are what we call a relaxer stretch. Now, the benefits of stretching your relaxers is that it helps prevent relaxer overlap. Relaxer overlap is when you put relaxer on already relaxed hair. When you allow more time till your next relaxer, you're allowing your hair to grow out. And that means that when you are going to the salon to get your relaxer, they will literally be applying relaxer to new growth. So that means that it won't overlap as much onto already relaxed hair. Relaxing hair that has already been relaxed results in over processing and can also result in breakage. This is one of the things that I always speak about on my TikTok, and I can tell you now, most people who've listened to this one tip, this one single tip, have seen the biggest results. So if you're not relaxer stretching yet, I highly recommend start with 12 weeks, and if that is too easy or too hard, you can always take it down. 8 to 10 weeks is what I would say a minimum. Normally I say 10, but there are people who only stretch their relaxers for 8 weeks. The second thing that I did that really changed the game was moisturizing and sealing. Now, like I said, I've been relaxed practically all my life, and I was applying moisturizer. It was just a thing that I used to do, but I never really knew the purpose of it beyond just how your hair looked. When we were younger, we were taught that if your hair looks dry, you just put moisture on it so that it looks nice and shiny and it looks good. What I have come to learn, and one of the changes that I made with my moisturizing and sealing, is that I actually focused on how my hair feels and not necessarily how it looks. So one of the changes that I made was to moisturize and seal. The first thing would be with a moisturizer, and then I would seal with an oil. So those two changed the game. When I started moisturizing and sealing, I started off with doing it every single day, and that was just a way for me to just start understanding my hair, because there's a difference between hydrated hair, wet hair, moisturized hair, and then there's also a difference between greasy hair and sealed and moisturized hair. So I took it to the extreme when I first started out, because I really wanted to get to know my hair and know what works for my hair. So I started out doing it every single day for about a week. Then I started realizing, oh, this is what my hair is supposed to feel like. This is what it feels like when it's wet. This is what it feels like when it's moisturized. And this is what it feels like when it's dry. And once I got used to how it felt, I started moisturizing and sealing every 2 to 3 days. Now, when it comes to moisturizing and sealing, when I'm recommending it to other people, I also recommend a 2 to 3 days schedule. Don't be like me and be extreme about it in the beginning, unless you feel like you have to. But I can tell you now, you don't have to. And moisturizing my hair and keeping my hair moisturized meant that I was retaining more length, because my hair was not breaking as much as it used to. So another thing that I did to help me grow my hair was to start making use of protective styles. Now, I'm one person who doesn't like combing her hair already. Like, I don't enjoy doing it. It's not a thing that I enjoy doing every single day. I mean, I can do it. I know I have to do it. But I don't like combing my hair that often. That's just who I've been ever since I was a child. But now adding protective styles and being more intentional about my protective styles is where the game literally changed. I use protective styles to help me stretch my relaxers. So because I knew that there was going to be a point in my relaxer stretch where I wouldn't want to be dealing with my hair, I then use protective styles to help me stretch my hair a little longer. So one of the things that I used to do was split my relaxer stretch into 2. So the first 6 weeks I would have my hair out, and then for the other 6 weeks my hair would be in a protective style. And thinking about it this way just helped to kind of make it make sense, and it also helped on the planning part as well. I'm going to keep mentioning it throughout the video, but having a plan really helped me. Like, the fact that I had a plan and I knew what I was going to be doing. Yes, along the way I was adjusting the plan, but simply having a plan is what really helped me. Having a plan, being intentional, setting my goals, and then working towards them really helped. My protective style of choice were cornrows. So I would have my hair in cornrows for about 6 weeks, and then in between, so while I had my protective style, I would continue moisturizing and sealing my hair. I'd also continue washing it when necessary, as long as I was not breaking my hair and I had access to it. Protective style helps with length retention, because you put your hair away and you are limiting the amount of manipulation that you're doing to your hair. So the more you comb your hair, the more you touch your hair, the more you manipulate your hair, is the more you make your hair more susceptible to breakage and to damage. This was all about length retention and making sure that I can keep as much of my length as possible. So the fourth thing that I did, and this was one thing that I would say was not very easy for me, was to limit heat. I'm saying that this was not the easiest for me because my hair dries a certain way when it's air dried. So my hair, when it's blow dried, air dried, flat ironed, looks completely different. And I started learning that my hair that's just how my hair is. It took me a lot of time to master my air drying routine and to get it to a point where I was happy with how my hair looked when it was air dried. When I was still starting out with air drying, my hair was just poofy and it was all over the place, and it felt dry. And that's the other thing that I didn't like. I felt like my hair, when it air dried, it felt very dry. And once it's air dried, it was very hard to then moisturize it after it's air dried. So I kept trying and refining my air drying process up until I got it to a point where I was now happy with the results that I was getting. I limited my use of heat. So straighteners, I would literally only put a straightener to my hair on relaxer day. So my hairstylist would blow out my hair, flat iron it, and then give me a trim, and then from there on, that's the only time a straightener would touch my hair. So I wouldn't straighten my hair at home. What I would still do is blow dry my hair, but I would only blow dry it maybe once or twice within that entire relaxer stretch. So I allow myself to blow dry my hair when I was doing my cornrows. If I was getting them done at the salon, I would allow myself that one blow drying session. And then also in between, in case I do a wash day when I'm in a rush or something like that, I would also allow myself to blow dry my hair. So I'd only be allowed 2 more blow dries outside of the salon, and that would be it. So the next thing that I did felt quite unnatural for the first few times. Like, it felt weird, I would say. When we were younger, we were always told that you need to leave hair alone. I've always thought that that's another thing that helps to grow hair, is to just leave it alone. But when I learned that I was supposed to be washing my hair a little bit more frequently, because I was washing my hair maybe once a month. Literally, it would be relax a day, once a month, and then the next time when I go and get my hair braided and we put the hair away, when it's in braids, we don't wash it, we don't do anything to it. I was like, okay, that's what we're doing. When I started implementing more frequent wash days, I started really having moisturized hair and also having a clean scalp. I used to think that I struggle with dandruff up until I started having more frequent wash days, because the more frequent my wash days are, the less dandruff I had. So this is another thing that I really feel, not only was it good for the health of my hair, but it was also good for the health of my scalp. My hair would get so dry and flaky that literally by doing this, there'll just be flakes on whatever book or surface that I'm on. Along with the wash day, I was making sure that I was doing a deep conditioner. This is another thing that I never really used to implement. I know on relaxer days with my mom, I used to do deep conditions, but other than that, I wasn't doing deep conditions. If I wash my hair, I would just condition it, rinse it out, call it a day. But when I started doing my deep conditioners and then keeping my deep conditioners for 15 to 20 minutes, just relaxing with a heat cap on my hair, I really started seeing progress with regards to my hair growing longer, my hair feeling more moisturized. And now wash days are things that I look forward to, because I just know we're just gonna have some really nice hair, girl. Do take these tips. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.